My mum has been to Israel twice in the last 7 years, once in 2016 and once in 2018. Both times she was on a pilgrimage. Both trips were pretty similar, but I'll be referring to her trip in 2018 just because it was the most recent one. And we've obviously been talking about it a lot the last couple of weeks, and here are some of the things she said that I found really interesting. And these are the type of things that you won't necessarily hear reported on the news. She spent about 3 or 4 days in and around Jerusalem. She and other people on this pilgrimage then travelled to Bethlehem with a tour guide. It was a Palestinian tour guide. Bethlehem is in the West Bank, which is a Palestinian town. So what's been happening for the longest time is there will be Israeli civilians who settle in the West Bank. Some of these settlers are paid to move there, because the more settlers there are in the West Bank and East Jerusalem, the more control they can take from Palestine. There was an incident while my mum was there. She didn't see it, but her and the other members of this pilgrimage had to go into a lockdown because there was an incident where a settler shot a Palestinian in the face. They died. An Israeli guard was present when it happened, and he turned around and walked off. Another thing that my mum noticed, which may sound minor, but if you look at the bigger picture, it's not minor. You know, like how here in the UK we have the bin collection? Where I live, it's once a week. It might be once a week everywhere. I just don't know. But where I'm from, South London, they collect it once a week. Put your bins out, next morning it's gone. The streets of these Palestinian towns are littered in rubbish, as well as rubble and bodies, amongst other things. They are littered in rubbish because they are not allowed bin collections, because the border is that controlled, they can't even get their bins collected. And that might sound minor in comparison to what is going on right now, but it paints a bigger picture. Because it's not just their bins, they have limited access to water, to food, to medical care, gas, electricity, all of that. It paints a bigger picture. If even their rubbish collection is controlled, what else is controlled? A lot. They can't even get jobs. A lot of Palestinians can't get jobs because they're only allowed to get jobs in their little area. Imagine if you work in central London but you live in Croydon, and now you can only get a job in Croydon. But everyone else in Croydon is only allowed to get jobs in Croydon. There's a lot you don't hear, but people on this pilgrimage saw it for themselves. Free Palestine.